To begin our project, you'll need to use your ruler to create a square on your sketchbook paper that is 6 inches all the way around. So to create a 6 by 6 square, we will measure with our ruler from the 0 to the 6 until you have a square that is 6 inches all the way around. Then you can begin sketching out your ideas that you want to be on your copper. I decided to do a plant-based design. You can do a non-objective design like we looked at in our examples, which means that it's just lines and shapes and not anything realistic, or you can create something of your own. We want to make sure we're filling up any large empty spaces with a drawing. You can draw it out until you like it, and then when you're finished drawing out your sketch, you're ready to move on to your copper. At this stage, you can begin filling your sketch with all the texture and details that you'd like to include on your final copper piece, or you can just do some of those details and make sure you draw your large pieces of your design. Once you have your copper, you will lay it underneath your paper. So you'll line it up under your square, and we're going to very carefully wrap your paper for your sketch around your copper sheet. Remember that this copper bends really easily, so you don't want to push it too hard. Just very carefully write your name with your Sharpie, and then start folding your paper around your copper nice and tight, because we're going to be tracing over top of your sketch to indent your copper. When you're ready to trace your sketch, you'll get a magazine, because working on our hard desk surfaces means that we can't push very hard into our copper to see the indents that we want. So I'm going to work on a soft magazine because that will give me a soft enough surface to push into my copper and leave behind a nice indent. You don't want your pencil to be too sharp because it could burst through your copper or you rip your paper in this stage, but make sure you're pressing hard because we want to have our sketch transfer onto our copper. And if we press light, then it won't leave the indent that we want on our copper sheet. Now that I've traced my sketch, I'm going to open it up, carefully take the paper off. You can tuck this page back into your sketchbook, and then I'm going to trace one more time with my pencil. Just go right over top of your pencil lines to make sure it's indented really well so that you can see all of the lines that you have. As you can see, I switched here to using a pen. That pen is just so I could push down a little bit harder, and that ink will wipe away. So if you'd prefer to use a pen, then we can get some pens. It's whatever you're comfortable with, as long as you can see your lines really defined during this stage. You want to make sure you're not missing any details from your sketch when you're working on your copper sheet. Once you're finished tracing, you're ready to begin the steps to create relief from your work. So get your tools ready and we'll begin adding all your texture and your details to fill up your sheet.